And good morning, everyone. Welcome to our live trading workshop. It is November 12th, 9:30 a.m. in the morning here in Montreal. My name is Daniel. I will be your moderator throughout this session, and I'm very excited to be here today because the live trading workshop is really where the rubber hits the road, where we can showcase our tools in the very best way and where we actually get to trade. So this is something that I guess we're all here for because of education and implementation and running a business. I don't have time for actual live trading that often anymore, so these live trading sessions are really something I personally look forward to. All right. So my name is Danny, as I mentioned. I'm greeting you today from Montreal. A snowy day here in Montreal. Another one. It's early snow. It's only November, beginning of November. And it's cold out there. It's around 0 degrees. So relatively cold. And where are you guys calling in from? Who do we have in the room today? Please share your location with me. Who do we have in the room today? Please put your location into the Q&A box. All right. We have Edda from Hamburg. Hey, Edda, how's it going in Hamburg? David from Frankfurt. Hey, David. I was just in Frankfurt a couple of days ago at the World of Trading. Aubrey from Shaky Cyprus. You had an earthquake. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you live on a volcanic island. But I'm glad I hope everybody's safe, Aubrey. Tien from Garden Grove, California. Hey, Tien, good morning to you. 6:30 in the morning. That's dedication. Rex from Mercer Island, Washington. Is this Washington? I believe so. Maybe clarify this. This will also be the West Coast, Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. Richard from Alberta. Hey, Richard. Where in Alberta are you from? Is it Calgary? David from Arizona. Hey, David, how's Arizona? Fabian from Hannover. Hi, Fabian. Wie geht's? Andrea from Hamburg. Hey, Andrea. Richard from Georgia, USA. We have somebody from Virginia. We have Ron from Utah. Hey, Ron. By the way, Ron, I will be at the Metastock conference tomorrow. I know Metastock is based out of Salt Lake City in Utah. And we have Ilona from Norway. Wow, Ilona, I think that might be the first. Can't remember if I ever had somebody from Norway in our room. Perfect. Hey, Ilona, welcome to our group. Jennifer from Texas, Thomas from Austria. Hey, Thomas. Sal from Toronto, near Montreal. Andrew from Thailand. Oh, lucky you. I bet the weather is a bit better than here over there in Thailand. We have somebody from Toronto, Frank from Den Haag, Clarissa from Ingolstadt, Germany, Gerald from Santa Fe, Greg from Idaho, I believe. And thanks, Greg. Yes, I was very happy about that success. And Abdul from Austin, Texas, and Edward from Kansas City. Oh boy. Wow, what a big crowd today. Amazing. And Aubrey is saying that his house is built steadily, so it was not shaken up too much by the earthquake. Thank God. Richard from Red Deer, Tom from Roseville, California, Steffen from Hamburg. Yeah, it's last time. Hamburg is, I think, it's a very strong base for trading. And Mercer Island is just out of Seattle. Okay, I was right. So it's in Washington State, West Coast. Well, good morning to you, Rex. 6:30 in the morning. That's dedication. Chuck from Southern Carolina, Micah from Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf is one of my favorite cities in Germany. I like the other ones too, but it's a nice party place. And Wendell from Moncton, New Brunswick. Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. Wow, that was a long list for sharing your location with me. Let's get started. First off, this session is being recorded, so if you should need to drop off at some point, we estimate it's going to last about 2 hours, give or take. Should you need to drop off, no problem. It will be recorded and it will be posted onto our YouTube channel shortly afterwards. Also, a quick reminder that trading does contain a risk and therefore is not suited for every investor. If you trade, make sure to only use risk capital, which is money that you actually can't afford to lose. When it comes to backtest performance or hypothetical performance, or really anything based on historical price data, keep in mind that this is not necessarily indicative of future performance, and any trade ideas and strategies discussed in this webinar should not be construed as trade advice. These are for educational purposes only. All right. So for those of you who are perhaps joining us today for the very first time, and I have a feeling that perhaps some of you are, we are tradingindicators.com. My name is Daniel. I'm the guy here on the left-hand side, and together with Homa here in the middle, we have built trading indicators from the ground up about 10 years ago. So quite a while back. And as our name suggests, we specialize on the creation of what trading indicators. So this is really where our bread and butter is. We've built thousands of those for trading, for all major trading platforms like Trading View, which we'll be using today, for NinjaTrader, Wave, TradeStation, Thinkorswim, MetaStock, MetaTrader, and so forth. So we've seen it all. And some of the flagship indicators that we have built and that we'll be using today, well, in fact, these are the ones that we will be using today. So like Liquidity IQ and Gap IQ and so forth. And Niklas here on the right-hand side has joined our team about 5 years ago, and he's become our lead developer ever since. And Niklas is also in the room today. So hi, Niklas. And he'll be helping me with the charting, and he will also, take over the screen when it comes to trading with Gap IQ, our latest innovation. All right. So also, guys, if you have any questions, please don't be shy. The more the merrier. Put your questions into the Q&A box, and we're going to get to those as time permits throughout this session. Now, of course, today this is a live trading session, and we do have a couple of ground rules. First off, this session is bound to last 2 hours, give or take. Therefore, we will mainly focus on day trading today. A day trade is a trade where we typically open the trade and close the trade within the same day. And today we'll try to open and close the trade, at least for the most part, within this session. However, having this said, even though we talk about day trading today, what we will showcase today also applies to other time frames. So if you're a swing trader or perhaps a longer term investor, no problem. The same techniques and setups will apply. Also, today we will be using TradingView as our trading platform. Not because TradingView is the most powerful one, it's just the most known one. It's the greatest common denominator. Chances are, even though you may be trading with NinjaTrader or Modify or some other platform, you have probably heard of TradingView, and most likely you even have an account with TradingView. So it's simply the greatest common denominator. And of course, this is a live trading session. We're going to use our live money or our real money account to execute the trades. But of course, we also want to show you how we trade. So because of this, some trades may be taken prematurely for illustrative purposes, and we may even close out trades prematurely just because you want to open and close trades within this session. Now, what to expect from today's session? Is every trade going to be a winner? Well, hopefully, but there's no guarantee for this, of course. There's no such strategy in the world which guarantees having a winner every single time. But of course, since we're putting our own money at stake here, we will do everything to increase our odds. We're going to use our flagship indicators, which are based on multi-time frame analysis. We're going to trade based off a good awareness of support and resistance. We're going to look at volume. We're going to look at gaps. And we're going to try to find trades where everything comes together, where the odds are really stacking up in our favor. And of course, we're going to try to avoid major market events. And with this segue, let's switch over to TradingView and see if there are any market events coming up right now. So I'm going to switch over to TradingView. There we go. All right. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our market calendar here. That's very easy in TradingView. And let's see what is coming up right now. So right now it's 9:30 a.m. give or
Thursday,
take.
Daniel.
Oh,
there's no events today, actually.
There's nothing. Oh, wow. I guess no high profile events. Let me go to the lower ones just to see if, thanks Niklas for this, if something is coming up. We do have something at 9:55. The Red Book year. What is this? Red Book index is a sales weighted. Whatever. I'm going to ignore this event. Not sure what the impact of this may be. It's rated as a minor impact event. So besides this, that we have nothing happening today. Wow. Perhaps markets are going to be very quiet today because of this. Who knows? All right. So, okay. So no events today, which is great. Now let me go back to my slides real quick. I know you guys are eager to get into the charts. So am I, but just a few more things about what we're going to do today. So we are going to use our systematic process to find interesting setups. How does this work? Well, I mentioned it before many times. What is important when it comes to trading is to understand why is price there where it is right now. What happened for price to end up where it is right now? Or in other words, what's the current story of the market? Did we perhaps gap up to the current price level? Are we on an uptrend? Are we near a support level? Did we break through a support level? What's the story behind the market? Once we know this, then we are in a position to attempt to predict what the next chapter might be all about. Basically predicting where price may be in the future. This may be 2 hours from now, it may be 1 day from now, maybe a couple of weeks from now. And trading is all about this. Understand why we are where we are right now, and then predict where price will be at a certain time in the future. Yeah. And then once we have this figured out, or we have a good idea of what that might be, then we may look for confirmation. Perhaps a bullish candle formation, if it's an up trade, an entry signal, price movement in the right direction, and so forth. All right. And of course, we're going to let our indicators do the heavy lifting. We are tradingindicators.com for a reason. We specialize on trading indicators. We believe in trading indicators. We believe that trading indicators can make our trading life easier and will help us make better trading decisions. So how could this look like? All right, here it goes. And I'm going to try to keep this very, very short. So when it comes to understanding the story of the market, what could we look at? And this can be as complex and simple as you like. But some factors that I like to look at personally is, first of all, what is the trend? Are we currently bullish or bearish? We have an indicator for this called MA Rush. It shows us directly on our price chart whether we're currently bullish or currently bearish. And we can use this trend information in some cases as an additional filter, in the sense that we only want to trade with the trend and not against it, which oftentimes makes things a bit easier. Secondly, where are key levels? And this is where our liquidity IQ indicator comes in. You can see it here. This indicator prints these bluish levels and these reddish levels directly on your price chart. And these are, in case of the blue levels, resistance levels. And in case of the reddish levels, these are support levels. And if price approaches any of these levels, we can make certain predictions. Yeah? For example, here when price approaches resistance, one of the prediction could be, okay, we're bouncing off this resistance level. Price will not be able to penetrate it fully, and we're returning towards the middle in between resistance and support. And similarly, when price approaches support, we could then make the prediction, again, the future prediction, that price may bounce off this level and then trade towards the middle in between support and resistance. And of course, if a level is broken, like in this case, our prediction could be, okay, now we're going to see a nice follow through in the direction of the breakout. All this is possible once we know where these levels are. And finally, we're going to use an indicator called Volume IQ to see where the action is. Which price levels are the heavily contested ones, and which price levels are the least contested ones. And the indicator will show us this, among many other things. We're going to get to this when we look at the chart, by means of this volume profile here on the right-hand side. For example, when we have a high volume node, like this one here, or this one down here, we know this price level, let's say from 3,270 to 3,200, maybe 55, is a price level which is heavily contested. What happens typically, let's say price will reapproach this level down here, then oftentimes price will first of all slow down. It will have a hard time getting through this level because it's very contested. There's a lot of stuff going on. And thirdly, it may bounce off this level, as this one can also act as a support level if price approaches it from the upside. So all this is possible with Volume IQ. And today, we are going to add another indicator to the mix, which is our Gap IQ indicator, to see, are there any gaps to be filled? And how this works, we're going to see a bit later today as well, using our brand new Gap IQ indicator, and how this all can come together. All right. Now, once we have an idea of what the story of the market is, then we can predict what the next chapter might be all about. And here's an example of this. I'm going to keep this short. For example, what do we see here? Well, we do see we are bearish. Or MA Rush indicator shows us here we are bearish. The trend is going down. We bounced off this support level down here. You can see price came into it, broke it a little bit, but stayed in the vicinity and then bounced upwards. And then it approached this resistance level up here. So this could be a retracement within a bearish trend. And we can also see that price right now is very close to this high volume node, which could act as an additional resistance level. So if all this information put together, what could we predict? Well, we could predict that price will decline. Now, this is a downtrend, which just corrected to the upside. It hit resistance here and resistance here. Now this move could continue further to the downside. And if we were to play this out, we could put our target right above the support level. Why there? Because then price may bounce off this level again towards the upside. We don't want to give away our profits. And our stop loss just above here, above this resistance level. Why there? Well, we do have resistance here as part of this high volume node. That could be one line of defense, but I always like to have two lines of defense when it comes to trading. So this up here, this resistance level could be our second line of defense. And only if these two lines of defense break, then we would go out of the trade. All right. So moving on. So it would be our prediction for the future. And then if we are conservative traders, we could also wait for extra confirmation. Basically, a sign that price indeed is about to move in this direction. This is to us oftentimes an optional step, and it can be seen as one way or it depends on how aggressive or how conservative you want to be. If you're an aggressive trader, you jump in right away. You don't need to see a confirmation. You jump right away. And the benefit of this, of course, is that you get in very early, probably at a better price. But of course, you could also wait for extra confirmation. You can wait for price to move in the right direction. You can wait for some candle formations which would confirm this move, or you could use one of our signal indicators like 1 to 3 strike, divergence cloud, or perhaps volatility crusher. All right. Now, enough talking. Let's go to the charts. And I see one comment from Greg here. When is the masterclass on Gap IQ? Probably in about 2 weeks from now. I'm away next week, so otherwise it would be next week. And Greg, I believe it should be in 2 weeks from now, give or take. All right. So let's go to the charts. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you now is how I will set up my charts. So we're going to focus for now to start off with on the futures markets. What do we see here? So the way I like to set up my charts, and in fact, I'm going to go to this full chart view here, is as follows. So the chart time frame is the 15-minute time frame. That's what I typically choose. And I have 3 indicators applied to it. One is called Liquidity IQ, one is called MA Rush, and one is called Volume IQ. I could apply additional ones, but let's start off with this set of indicators first. All right. So pretty much all these 3 indicators are applied with the default settings, with one exception, that Liquidity IQ, this first indicator here, this one is configured with the 30-minute time frame instead of the chart time frame as its reference time frame, meaning it will find its key levels, its resistance levels, its support levels from the 30-minute time frame and above, instead of using the 15-minute time frame. Okay, so this is basically the configuration I will be using today. And the first thing I want to do is I want to flip through a couple of charts to see if anything of interest pops up. So let's do this right now. So I'm going to go to my overview chart here. Oh, and one thing I should also mention, actually, I'll mention this in a bit. So right off the bat, what do we see here? And I do see actually an interesting setup right off the bat. And I like to put it like this. Here we have our 4 major indices. We have the NASDAQ futures, mini futures or micro futures. Here we have the S&P 500 mini futures. Here we have Dow, and here we have Russell. And just because it looks good, Niklas, what do you think about this symbol here? Look at this one, the S&P 500 futures. Let me go to the full screen.
For a long trade?
Yeah, just to explain to you what I mean. This probably would coincide with one of our steps that we really like. Let me actually go to Liquidity IQ and put on the setup box. Let's see if it's being picked up already. There we go. And it's recalculating. Yeah, well, it's still in a long break setup, but this could be shaping up to something called a zone break retrace. What is this? So what do we see here? And this comes, it fits in well with understanding what is the current market story. Why is price where it is right now? What happened before? Well, clearly we are in an uptrend. That doesn't really require a rocket scientist to figure this one out. Price is going upwards. All right. Then we broke at this point above resistance. You can see it here with a zone break. Price moved up. A couple of retracements here, moved up again. Moved up again. Now we're coming back or closer to this broken resistance level. And this would then be our classic zone break retrace setup. I was just looking at the comment there. And yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not going to jump the gun right away because I don't want to jump into a falling knife. But let's see what happens as price approaches this broken resistance level. Potentially, this could be shaping up into a nice little buy trade, anticipating, okay, price might be bouncing off this level towards higher price levels.
And Daniel, if you check out,
Just gonna,
MNQ on the 15-minute.
yeah, give me just
So
1 second. I'm just gonna put a
often they
little
follow
alert
each
here.
other a little bit.
Oh, just give me a real quick second. There we go. Oh, it's there. Okay, perfect. I just put an alert here to be alerted when this will happen. You said MNQ on the 15?
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
boy, look at this. I
So,
guess I
but
guess that's a bit zoomed out, but
if we look at volume IQ, so if we go to the right, so we look where we're getting into. So we lost that tier two, and now we're getting into
mhm,
a seller block. So
yeah,
on the right there, and maybe it's going to come down to support, or at least to that little high volume
mhm,
floor there, and maybe that's going to coincide with ES's zone break
could be,
retrace. But we're
could be.
actually in a buyer block right now, and we're still in that big tier two chunk. Um, we'll see
Yeah,
if it bounces off there. If not, we're going to drop more, I think. And yeah.
yeah, exactly. That's a really good point, and you're absolutely right, Nicholas. MNQ, the Nasdaq 100 futures, and the S&P 500 futures, they're often correlated. So if one goes up, the other one will go up. And if one goes down, the other one will go down. So we're going to keep a close eye on them. I'm not going to jump the gun right away with this trade, but if we see signs of, hey, it's going to slow down at this level, maybe get a bit closer down, or we approach new highs, maybe this could be an interesting long trade. Absolutely.
Another opportunity, Daniel, sorry, is a M6E. So it's just, I'm letting you know because it is kind of actually, no, my alert went off. It might be a little late, but if we take a look at it,
That's M6. These are the micro euro futures. Okay.
and this is
Uh,
on the 15 minutes, a little slow, but we're bouncing off of a tier two, and it's a big chunk of, and we're bullish. So I was
Yeah.
thinking, like load up the boat kind of here around that tier two zone and
Yeah.
expect us to drift back up higher.
Yeah, and just for those of you who probably who don't know yet our volume IQ indicator, what we see here, let me just make this a little bit smaller, is that we are bullish. So our bias should be towards the upside. And we came down all the way to this high volume node, which has this big little rectangle around this at the end. This is what we call a high volume node, or and in this case, the zone of control. And if price approaches this zone of control from the upside, that came down to it. Oftentimes, this may act as support in this case. And Nicholas' idea was, okay,
Particularly because
we
we're
maybe,
bullish. We're bullish.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah, it's definitely okay. Let me it's good we have some interesting setups. I'm not going to jump into it right off the bat, but let me put an alert here too. If we come maybe a bit closer to it, this could be worthwhile taking a shot here as well. Absolutely.
Can I suggest another setup to look at? Sorry
Yeah,
to
go,
rush you along here is gold. So if we look at micro gold on the 15
absolutely.
minute,
Oh
okay, we're
yeah,
obviously bullish.
I
We
like
made
it.
higher lows, liquidity capture at the support down there, and
Yeah.
look at volume IQ. So if you go to the right, we're at
Yes,
a
yes.
contested level, and we're just about to get into where buyers step in around 145, and then that
Yeah.
might bring a push to resistance and a break.
Yeah. I mean, here, the only thing I do see this triangle formation too. I just draw it here. This is a bullish ascending triangle. Yeah. If we break it, and of course, if we break resistance here, I think we have blue skies ahead in gold. Jumping in right now, maybe a bit premature because we do have resistance right here at 4,155, which is only 10 points away. We may see a bit of a bounce here, but yeah, if we lose this level to the upside, I think this could be an interesting long trade. Agreed. But look here, why wouldn't I jump in right now? Because liquidity IQ actually shows that it's a short bounce trade, meaning, let me just hide my drawings real quick. My drawings. And let me hide volume IQ too. What do we see here is we are approaching this resistance level, this green level here. Now, would I go long right now? Probably not. I would go against this this resistance level. We may bounce off from it, but if we lose this level, if we break it, this could be a really nice, interesting long opportunity. Uh, this brings me to another thing I wanted to mention about our setups. So we are trading indicators. We like to make our life easy. Okay, this is why I have to find alerts for one of my favorite setups, and you can see it here. These alerts, you can see I have 99 plus alerts. These are coming in every once in a while. We had a couple of alerts already this morning. And let me show to you, let me find a good example of what this alert is looking for. So I'm going to go to this chart here, ZM, soybean meal futures. I like it. Look at this, Nicholas. That's a nice one.
Oh, wait,
Uh,
let me see.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, this is on the 15 minute. We're
Uh,
bearish and we're right below a tier two.
over bearish. Oh, I didn't see that one.
And we just lost the tier two too. Maybe this is going to transfer into a zone break, but maybe let's take a look at the 30 minute. That's
Yeah,
what
I'm
I'll
just gonna
often do to just
and
to
I'm just gonna
double
quickly
check.
connect to our trading account since I'm at it. Oh, I didn't see the bear. I thought we were bullish still here. It swapped to bearish just a bit before. And some of you may shake your head now. What, Daniel? What are you doing? Why are you trading soybean meal futures? Well, we don't discriminate. This ever loads back up. We trade whatever good setup we have. And just point in case, I just got another alert here. Come on, what's going on?
ES
Oh,
is
there we go.
dropping down into that zone, or
Oh,
it's
is
it's
it?
pushing. It's
Okay.
at low of day, so that might be coming up soon.
Okay. Okay, let me just quickly explain the setup here. So there we go. We're back. Soybean meal futures. So why did I like this one? Oops. There we go. Because, first of all, what are we looking for here? We are looking for this alert. We are looking for price to drop, in this case, into a support level. It's called support liquidity capture. So we're dropping into support. And we have this liquidity capture event. See this little shaded box here? This means this current bar, which is going into this support level, has high volume. And some may interpret this, okay, this could be an area of price which is contested, which is where buyers are stepping in, preventing price from going further down. You could see it here. In a liquidity capture, you could see it here too. And here too, in each case, price bounced up a little bit. This is exactly what I might be expecting it to, because I might just take this trade here. If we get to maybe to a level right here, very low risk, maybe just one contract just to dip my toe in the water. I,
What's
I
the
still
30-minute chart look like? Oh,
maybe
yeah, look. It's MA Rush. That's not really a big bearish thing. It's clearly in an uptrend.
it is, yeah, this is the
Yeah.
30-minute. We
Oh, it
just went
just,
bearish
yeah,
here, but you know what?
still room.
Sometimes if you look at this symbol here, it's definitely an uptrend. This is consolidating. Potentially, this could be an interesting long trade. So let me go back to the 15. And I was going to put an order in here, just to get things going. That's what happened. For those of you who saw me at the World of Trading Championship on Friday, last Friday, that's what I did. I didn't hesitate to one. I just put my toe in the water. Of course, I'm in a very conservative way. There was one contract in here, uh, very small trade, just to get something off the ground. Um, Buy limit order. We saw a bit of a bounce already happening here. Maybe it's too late for this now. I was going to wait till price comes potentially down again. My stop loss just below this level here. If we lose it, well, no harm, no foul. If we come down and we get a fill and price comes up again, we may have a nice win on our hands.
What a crazy past 48 hours on micro Dow. Take a look at it. All-time highs.
Micro,
It's like squeezing upwards
micro
so
Dow.
fast.
Where do I
MYM.
have? Oh, there we go. Ah, it's misordered on the commodities. There we go. Oh boy. Yes,
From
micro Dow.
45,000 to now 48 and a half in like 2 days, 3 days.
That's crazy. Yeah, what a big move. Would I
Six.
jump in up here? Probably not. I would be chasing it. But yeah, it's a big move. Maybe if you come down a little bit of a pullback, that could be an opportunity to go long. But right now, chasing it's probably not my style. And let's look at MES. What happened here? Okay, we wicked down yeah, into our level here. Where's my alert? My alert was down here. So we're gonna wait a little bit for MES to see what happens. And I'm gonna use this to answer a question. Okay. Oh, wasn't that question? What do the colors mean?
I answered it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so the
did?
question was, is blue buyers and red sellers? And the answer is yes.
Yeah. As per our volume IQ here, these reddish areas, this is where historically there are more sellers participating, and yeah, this bluish area is where there are more buyers. And if there's no color, it's more or less neutral. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Let me look at something we haven't looked, I guess, ever. It's the DAX futures. Let's see what's going on in Germany. We have so many German clients here today. Is there anything we could possibly see in the DAX, but also very bullish, huh? Look at this. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would see here, because we're kind of far away from our resistance levels, prices just took off. I probably would wait for some sort of pullback and maybe then engage into this long trade. But let's wait a little bit at these price levels here. I think it's a bit too extended. All right. So let me go back to my overview. We didn't even finish our overview yet. And Niklas, maybe okay, these are the indices. We just broke above resistance here in the Russell. Russell, I'm always a bit skeptical because this is such a strong resistance level. There might be a lot of back and forth at this level. So let's see what happens there. Let me go to crude oil. Oh, oil is breaking below. That could be an interesting one too. Look at this. We're bearish. We just broke this level. Maybe prices are going to come up towards this level for a nice zone break retrace trade to the downside. So let me open this up on my price chart here. Crude oil, MCL. There we go. Yeah, big move down this morning in crude. We are bearish. Is this the right configuration? Let me just
Oh, I
quickly
would
check
wait on
some.
this.
Yeah, definitely gonna
No,
wait
wait,
for a
but
retracement.
yeah, and a note here is like when you see a tier two zone, like we see in volume IQ, above a support level, oftentimes if you're going for a short break retrace, it's going to retrace through the support up
Yeah,
back to that contested area. So you
that's
don't short
right.
at the level. You wait till you get into
That's
that big
right.
fat chunk of volume
That's
and
right.
enter there. It's a better
Yeah.
risk reward.
And if you're mentioning tier two and tier one, let me just make this a bit clearer for those of you who are not familiar with our volume IQ indicator. Let me quickly go to numbers and make them big. So large numbers. So now you'll see what we mean by this as soon as volume IQ will recalculate. All right. Okay. What you see these numbers here? So what Nicholas was referring to is this level here, which is a tier two level in our volume profile indicator, which is basically the highest volume node, this one here of this entire profile. And as mentioned before, if oftentimes this high volume node will act as extra resistance in this case as prices is approaching it from the downside.
It looks
Uh,
like MNQ, if we can go take a look at it,
yeah,
is so it came down. This is the trade I was thinking of before, but we wanted to wait. So no, but it's still it's not confirmed yet. But if we look at volume IQ, look, we came down to the tier two. If you scroll over a bit to the right or
yeah,
zoom out, we can see it's finding support in that buyer block, and it's still testing that seller block. So I would actually wait. You would want to wait until you either get above the tier
yeah,
two and then pull back into that
yeah.
block for a long. Um, but there's one other symbol which is interesting. Okay, so first of all, gold might be starting to pull back into, oh, but you don't want to take that one. That's right, because we're so close to
Yeah,
resistance.
yeah.
The micro euro is starting to move the way we predicted it. So that's just a nice example to show like the
Oh,
logic. It
yeah.
pulled down as bullish, and we saw it's in a tier two, and it's starting to, it just made high of day. Um, this might be, it's going to be slow moving though, right? Because when does it start to slow down, this one? I think it's 2 p.m. or,
Yeah, when the European market closes, like 1 hour or so, it will
uh,
slow down a lot. But yeah, interesting. Well, and what is our only open order doing on ZM? Ah, look, we came
oh,
so close. Oh my goodness. Oh, do you see this? Ah, this makes me sad. Maybe we're gonna come down one more. We almost got our fill here on this bar. I didn't monitor it, and prices just jumped up from this level. We'll see. I'll stay patient on this one. It's okay. No harm, no foul. Okay, but I want to complete my review of the charts. So gold is testing resistance here. Copper just broke above resistance, a couple of bars. So we're going to have a look at this. This could be also a nice zone break retrace setup. And platinum is approaching resistance, but I'm not going to take any trades on platinum because I don't want to go short here. We are bullish, and shorting against the overarching trend maybe not the best idea. Let me just quickly see what's going on with Bitcoin. So that was the euro trade here. Oh, look at this one here, guys. Micro pound USD. Actually, let me put this on the big chart right now. What do we see here? Where do we have it? Here, pound USD. Definitely an uptrend. There's no question about this. Prices have been going down. We lost the support level, and maybe this could be an interesting one. We're gonna uh, retrace back to the broken support level. In fact, look what's written here: short break retrace within a bearish trend. I do like this one, Niklas, for a short trade. I would put my stop loss
sure. Yeah.
right above this tier two, which could be a second line of defense, which I like to do. And in fact, let's place an order here as well for this one. So a short trade. I don't want to chase it. Not yet. We're still early in the
I
session. So
would
I'm going to
wait. Yeah,
wait.
and look where the tier two is. Like maybe wait till we get a little bit into that stair
Yeah,
stepping pattern up. And
yeah,
gold is a high of day. Something interesting might happen there very shortly.
Okay, I
It's a
have to.
148, 149. It's almost at the resistance.
Yeah. So, guys, do you see why I like this setup? Just reiterate what is coming together here. Three factors are coming together. We are bearish. So, this is a short trade. We're trading with the trend. We're bearish. Um, we have an interesting setup, the short break retrace setup, where we broke support. You can see this label here. We broke support. This arrow is a zone break label. We broke support to the downside. An initial follow through, which you oftentimes see, and now prices are coming back to the broken support level, which of course at this point might be acting as resistance. So that's factor number two. We are approaching resistance, and we have our volume or our tier two node here as per our volume profile indicator with a lot of sellers in this area. So lots of things are coming together. Three factors. So hopefully we're gonna get our fill there for a nice short trade. All right, perfect. Okay. Must you get a special data package with Trading View to run Volume IQ? No, just the regular one. Just make sure you have real-time data. That's all you need. So here, real-time data. Um, don't worry about this D here, which stands for delayed data. This is just with Interactive Brokers. We are trading off the real-time data that comes with Trading View, not our Interactive Brokers account. But it's perfectly fine this way. Okay. Nicholas, while these are playing, actually, let me quickly look at gold. As you mentioned, oh, gold is now testing resistance, huh? Right here at this resistance level.
Close,
That's what you
close,
mentioned.
close.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait here. I'm not gonna short it, even though sometimes I'm tempted to short when we approaching resistance. But gold is just way too bullish. Look at this move up here. So I'm gonna wait for the zone break if we break above this level. All right, Nicholas, do you want to take this chance to look at some stocks? We're going to shift context a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about stocks. Let's look at some stocks that gapped potentially this morning.
Sure, yeah. Can you hear
Okay.
me? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So let me just share my screen.
And of course, we're going to keep you updated on this one too. Just a bit of a detour because now we want to look at some stocks and be using our gap IQ indicator. Okay.
Okay, I sent a request to screen share.
Yeah. Down there.
And Daniel, at the same time, maybe check out, actually, no, this might be a little crazy for you, but micro Dow on the 1 minute. I think it's running out of steam. So I would actually, I like that on my own end for a risky short because it's just like such great reward to risk. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see.
Yeah, it's coming up. We can see it. Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to talk about here is our gap IQ indicator really quickly. So basically what a gap is when the market opens at a price with a significant distance from where it closed the day before. So this is on eBay on a daily chart. You can see back on August or July 31st, you can see, you know, we closed down around $78 and then we opened up all the way up at $88. This is a gap. And what happens with gaps is they tend to fill, and this indicator, let me just make these a little bit bigger so you can see the tables and statistics. Let's go ahead, and this is that trade I was talking about there, Daniel, was this wild one on the 1 minute. Okay, so now you can see, we point out the statistics. So the idea with Gap IQ is that we're expecting history to repeat itself. So here, for example, on eBay, we can see that just on October 30th, price gapped down on eBay from basically $100 all the way down to $85. This is what's called a down gap, and it's colored green because the expectation is if you're in a bullish trend and you gap downwards, like over here, you gap down, eventually that gap's going to be filled. Gap down, fill, gap down, fill. And it gives you a short-term trade opportunity. And we can see on eBay in these statistics down here that historically, since all the data loaded on the chart, which is about 20,000 days, or actually, well, here it's from 2000, December 31st, 2000, this type of gap that we see right here that just happened last week or 2 weeks ago, that kind of gap has happened 56 times. And this is the only time that hasn't been filled, right? Because eBay is always going up basically over time in the long term, even though it can take a while for it to be filled. So there's a high probability historically that this is going to get filled. And what we could use that for is then if we hop over to something like a 15-minute chart, we can see, okay, here's that big gap. I'm going to put on regular trading hours. Here's that big gap. And once price starts to get into this gap, it breaks out above what was, actually, we can use our liquidity IQ indicator here to see if there's any important levels. Oh, we can see actually, look, there's a support right here. So we lost that support. We came up. Now we're regaining the support. There's a lot of volume. We can see a little swing trade opportunity here. We might fill this gap because historically that tends to happen. We're at $87 now. We can use this $86.50 support level, perhaps as some risk management or volume IQ. We can also look at, well, what's a nice area that we might use as our stop? Like down here, for example, there's a high volume node. If we lose that, there starts to be sellers. Maybe we'd put a stop around 84, but this is a gap trade opportunity. It's a swing trade opportunity. We might, there's a good percentage to gain here, about 15%. And the way we found this is we used the trading view screener called Pine. It's in its beta version. And with the gap IQ indicator, what you can do is once you favorite the indicator on your chart, you can then come into this screener, click on Gap IQ, and hit scan. And it's going to show you with all the different columns that we have in Gap IQ, you can find out, well, which symbols have this type of trade opportunity. That's how I found eBay. I also found a couple other ones. What was the other good one, Daniel? Let me just check over here.
It was
It was Akom. Akom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did is I ran this scan just before the market opened. And let's take a look right here. And maybe I'll have to refresh the page. The scanner's in beta, but 1 second. Okay, so what we're able to find here with Gap IQ is we can find out, well, which symbols are inside of a gap, and are they in a down gap or an up gap? And like I mentioned on eBay, why this is interesting is eBay long-term is in an uptrend, and it gapped down. And that information is available to us for 100, or here in this case, almost 500 stocks, the S&P 500. Right here, it tells us what's the trend direction on the daily chart. Is it an uptrend 1, or is it a downtrend -1? Is it in a down gap, -1, or an up gap 1? And most importantly, on the right here, it tells us, well, how much percent can we expect to gain if that gap does get filled based on current price? So what did we see here? So for example, I ran this scan today and I found Akom Technologies, Akamai Technologies. I saw that it's in a down gap. The trend is actually upwards. And if that gap gets filled, there's still like 8% to gain over here on the right. So, and we could also look at a lot of other things like what's the percentage of those types of gaps, down gaps that get filled, those statistics we were looking at on the chart. So it makes it really easy to find opportunities. So for example, if we look at Akom, what do we see here? Let's look on the daily chart. Well, we see what the scan told us. It's inside of a down gap. We can see, okay, about 94% of those gaps tend to get filled. And if price continues moving up and this gap does get filled, we can still gain almost 8% on this trade. So it makes it really easy to find these swing trades. And I'm going to see, where is eBay? I'm surprised I don't see eBay. Let me just come all the way down here to where? Right here. eBay should be in here. Unless I don't have eBay and it's from a different watch list, but I don't think so. Let's just take a moment
It might be
to find eBay.
it might be an old S&P 500 watch list.
Let me just refresh. I did see it this morning from here, so let me just run it again. So I go like this. I select Gap IQ, just hit scan. It honestly takes like, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds to scan 500 symbols. It's pretty great. Good stuff. And in unfilled gap, I'm going to see which ones are inside of an unfilled gap. And eBay, correct me if I'm wrong, was inside of, is it still inside the gap? That might be why. No, it's still inside the gap. So let's check here in unfilled gap.
And while you do this, Nicholas, real quick, gold is breaking out above its resistance level. I'm going to wait for a bit of a retrace to potentially enter along there.
There's
Yeah,
eBay.
please,
So
please continue.
sorry, Dan. Here, so I saw on eBay, we're in a gap, and oh no, it's because we're in a bigger gap. But the point was, it told us we're inside of a gap, and hey, it's a nice opportunity. So Daniel and I were looking at this one with volume IQ and liquidity IQ, saying, hey, if we pull back to this support, this might be a nice swing trade. Start to enter into here, put your stop maybe around here, expecting that this gap's going to get filled. Because even if we look on the 2-hour chart, the statistics are just excellent for this type of gap getting filled. And we can see, look, on these types of gaps, 98% get filled. It's the only one that hasn't. And this other gap, which is actually would be bearish if we came downwards, it's already pretty much filled. And hey, look, those types of gaps don't always get filled. So Daniel, if you'd like me to go into anything else on Gap IQ, feel free. But if we should hop back to live trading.
Yeah, let's hop. We're going to come back to Gap IQ in just a bit. We're going to keep an eye on eBay. It's Here, I would like to see some signs that, hey, this gap fill is progressing. But yeah, let's hop back quickly to the my screen. So share my screen again. There we go. Okay, so yeah, gold broke out. So Nicholas, I should have listened to you. He said, don't worry, Daniel, we're approaching resistance. It's gonna power through it. Well, this is what happened now. So we did power through it. And I'm very tempted to chase it, but this is something I disciplined myself over the years. Let me put my screen back on. That I don't like to chase trends because pullbacks will happen, and I'm gonna wait for
Especially
gold to
here,
come
because it'll be a
down a bit.
deeper pullback to that tier two.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait, and there are always other opportunities too. I don't want to chase price, and if you miss this trade, if it's taken off, well, then be it. Same thing for soybeans. We had some opportunities in the past, so we came down here, all the way up here, and now down again. So we'll see what's gonna happen there. Soybean meal futures, and what
They're
about our British pound trade? Oh, now we're coming closer. We're inching towards this level. Maybe we're gonna get our fill here very soon. Okay, so now let me go back and answer some questions. Okay, everyone wants to know, how do you find all your stocks and ETF trades? Well, Edward, actually, Nicholas, please put the link into the chat. One tool that we use typically for just finding, in quotes, regular stock trades and ETF trades is to use our Liquidity View dashboard, which uses Liquidity IQ and MA Rush in its scanner, and it scans through almost 6,000 stocks and finds those ones, for example, which are on an uptrend and which, for example, are approaching support. So two things are coming together. These could be nice and interesting swing trading opportunities. So this is our key tool that we are typically using. And every Saturday at what we do have a live scanning session where we are looking for swing trades in the stock market. Okay, Gary wants to know, when it comes to volume IQ, when I said, and you're right, Gary, I was not completely correct. When I said, hey, there are more buyers than sellers, of course, it's a zero-sum game. For every buyer, there must be a sell, otherwise a trade cannot happen. But what I meant, and I misspoke a little bit, is there is a distinct bias in the market that at this price level, if we zoom in, when the trade happened, it drove the price further down. So, but what Volume IQ does, it zooms into very small time frames and see, hey, what happens when a trade was made, and does the price go up or down? And this is where we get the bias of what you see here.
Daniel,
Yes.
I'm just stepping away to grab a glass of water.
Okay. No problem. Okay, so that answers this. And somebody wants to know, how did we get so many stocks into our watch list? Well, you can either add them one by one, or what we did is we just imported them from an Excel sheet into TradingView. There are some tools for that. Yeah. Oh, on the Pine Screener. Yeah, this is based on a watch list that you have. So the Pine Screener works off a watch list, and what we've done is, for example, this watch list here, the S&P 500, we just created this watch list in TradingView with all the 502 S&P 500 symbols. You can see them all here. And then you can use the Pine Screener on that watch list. And if you use our Liquidity View dashboard, you can actually export this watch list already to Excel and then import into TradingView. Okay. Yeah, for the Gap IQ, all these questions, are we going to answer this in the masterclass that's going to come up? Okay. What would be the target for eBay? It would be the gap fill, Edward. Yeah, so when the gap fill happened, I think that's would be our initial target for that. Do we use FIB levels? We do as a supplementary tool. Yeah, just to measure, okay, how deep was this retracement? Was it still a valid retracement within an uptrend and so forth, if price came down? So we do it as supplementary tools. All right, so what's happening here? We did get our fill. Our first trade is finally open. This is our short trade British pound futures. And the idea, of course, is that we will be bouncing off this former support level, which is now acting as resistance. So let's see what happens. We're still a bit away. I jumped a little bit early, so I'm happy I didn't jump down here. So the idea is we're going to bounce off this level. And if you don't, then hopefully we're going to bounce off at the latest from this zone to level 2 in volume IQ. So let's see what happens there. Okay, so let me go back to Let me go back to gold. What's going on in gold? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is it's okay.
I would
I'm
not
not
touch it.
gonna
Yeah.
I
Oh,
will
you placed
not.
an order, Daniel? Oh,
Yes,
oh.
I was waiting for a retracement. I'm still gonna wait for it.
I
You know,
would take a, I would honestly, Daniel, remove that order. Well, I'll
mm,
just give you my opinion because if you look at volume IQ, there's absolutely zero volume there. It's thin air. If it pulls back, it's going to at least pull down to those low 50s where there's volume. That's what I would think, or like the highs.
okay,
Um,
okay. If it pulls, I just didn't. I just wanted to
it's
get an
just, yeah,
entry
it's
to
risky.
because I was thinking it might pull because it was when I placed this order, price was around here. Maybe a bit of a pullback at a better entry price, and then it takes off within this move. But yeah, let's keep it where it is. Maybe I'm gonna scale in instead into
Oh,
this
good idea.
trade. Yeah. Okay.
Was
So
thinking too, sorry, on your pound trade,
yeah,
it's also a good one to scale in because as
yeah,
we come up into that big volume
absolutely.
node, there's still reason to short.
Yeah, agreed. And it's a cheap contract right now. Everything is as expected. We're right at this resistance level, which was former support. So let's see how price reacts to it. But yeah, absolutely. And what was that trade? Why don't I see it open here? One second. Was it a different? Oh, okay, the symbols. That's not doesn't have this exact same ticker name. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, that's the kind of bounce I was hoping for. Let's see, it came all the way up to the support to the T, and now down. Wouldn't that be beautiful if that one worked out exactly like this? Of course, you know, trading is not an exact science, so this would be a coincidence, but it would be kind of funny if price indeed just came to the exact cent to this level. You can see it here and then retraced. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my what is what is did we just get a position? Oh, we got a position here. We got filled in I was wondering what's going on. Why am I down $100? We got filled in here. Oh boy. Yep. And maybe Nicholas, I should have listened to you. Don't enter here. We're in a downtrend. Okay, we get our fill in ZM. That's what happened here. Okay.
Still it's a
Uh
good stop. Like it's still reasonable. We're still at
oh
that
it,
zone
it, it is reasonable, yeah. And we'll see what happens. We wicked down to this. In fact, this is something I often see if there are two support levels. So we have this one here, this little red line here, and then there's one support level right below it. You can see it here. Oftentimes, it's the second one that is the more powerful one, which is hopefully the actual support. So we'll see what happens
Another
out of this
interesting
trade.
setup happening right now is on micro Bitcoin futures on the 15 minute.
Okay.
It's kind of confusing. I don't know what to make of it. Maybe we zoom out, but it's at a tier two on the 15 minutes. And you can see if it loses that tier two, it also loses that little uptrend.
Yeah. Yeah. This
But
level, and this
probably
this could
late
just
to,
be a.
yeah, I don't know if it's get short or, and plus MA rush is bearish. Maybe from a
Oh,
longer term chart, it'll make
are you
more
thinking of
sense.
shorting it? Is that the idea here, or to go long?
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe if we look on the 30 minute,
Hmm.
on the 30 minute, it's bullish,
Oh, the
but
MA rush. Yeah.
and we're at a tier two actually, so I kind of like it perhaps for a
Or
long
potential longer. Maybe if you come. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
for
Here
maybe like
definitely it
lower.
looks definitely more bullish here on the 50 minutes. It's let's see how it reacts to this price level. We'll see. Yeah, for a long trade. Let me go back to my overview charts first, real quick. Okay. So, oh, what happened here? Why didn't I get the alert for the long trade here on the S&P 500? I guess we didn't get close enough. But here we are like in prime territory for a zone break retrace trade. Actually, let me go to that one real quick. Um, MES. Oh, we're still a bit away. That's why. We're almost there. Long break retrace. See this one? Pointed out to us by our indicator directly at this tier two, Nicholas. I mean,
I don't like this for a long break retrace
what
whatsoever. I hate it. Look,
whatsoever?
we're in a seller block. There's such a steep drop off of volume if we lose this area. The indices have been flying up so much recently. The buyers only step in heavily down near that support. I don't know.
You
I
think it's
wouldn't
gonna come
take
all the
it.
way down here?
It doesn't look so hot today. Like it's trying to recover. And if you look at NQ and they both follow each other often. NQ is beneath its tier two by a more significant margin. We're on the 30-minute here, by the way. Um,
Oh yeah.
but on the 15, like on NQ, it's not looking as hot on NQ. But I don't know. Maybe it's good, who knows? But here it's even more below. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. And the indices are up a ton in the past,
Yeah.
short little while.
Well, I don't believe in buy high and sell higher.
I don't know. 1,000 points in like 2.5 days, trading days.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
Uh,
take your voice of reason, and I'm gonna wait to see if you see some bullish
oh,
signs here of recovery.
this
Yeah.
also makes sense here. Like on the 30-minute, we lost the tier two. Okay. Here we're on the 15-minute, and where's the tier two? It's all the way down there. So
Yeah.
I was thinking it might start to drop into that general zone. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, who knows? But I don't know. I'd be worried here
Yeah.
if I was long.
Okay, well let's see. Well, I mean, this is why we have our three steps, right? So step one is how do we get here where we broke this resistance level? Now we're retracing back to it. Okay, we know what the market story is. Step two is what might happen in the future. So then, of course, you can have different opinions. So your take would be okay. We might be dropping lower. My take might be okay. We might be bouncing off this level, but of course, there's still step three, which is let's wait for confirmation, which I guess could be the tiebreaker in this case. So let's see what happens. But yeah, good. All right, let me see what's happening here with our pound trade. Okay, look at this. I still like it a lot. Off exactly this mark here, we bounced off. Of course, it doesn't mean that this trade will work out, but at least it's an encouraging sign that prices came back down a little bit. And what about my soybean meals trade? Let's see what happens. We wicked into this support level, stop right below here. Uh, let's see if this one potentially can recover and will bounce off to the long side.
It's certainly surviving. And could we go back to MES, please, Daniel? I saw something interesting there on the 15-minute.
MES, okay.
Yeah. So on the 15-minute, if we zoom, we can see if we kind of like vertically scale more in. Look at that high volume level right there. We're right at losing that high volume level, and there's sellers all above us. Maybe it's like, I would like to see us come more into the resistance level and then see a liquidity capture and then see a bit of a recovery,
Okay.
Or if we hold this little level, maybe it's good for like a risky long trade. I don't know. What are you thinking? I'm
I
just
was
kind of
thinking
scared
I
here.
was thinking about a risky long trade, seeing that we were recovering already.
Oh, go ahead.
Now I'm gonna wait. I like to get a real good entry price. So if prices perhaps come to my
Oh,
alert, which we defined around this level here, we'll see what's gonna
oh,
happen.
look at ZM. It's going in your favor more. If you go to the 15-minute, we just got a liquidity capture.
Yeah,
That's good. That's
that's
great.
great. Yeah, yeah. That's yeah. This event here, I'm surprised that I didn't get alerted. Oh, there he comes. Okay, there we go. It was just a couple of seconds late. ZM or ZM, we have this support liquidity capture. And if you remember, that's exactly the trade I'm looking for. We had it here off this level, and the idea is okay, price will bounce off from this level because somebody's responsible for this volume spike, and prices may bounce up to the upside. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Which of your indicators are free to use? None of them. In fact, these are the fruits of our of years of optimization and research, so they're not free. Uh, but I believe they're reasonably priced. Okay. Sid, any reason not to use the 2 minute or 5 minute time frame for day trading? Oh, you know, to me, that's just the right speed of day trading. What we have right now, the alerts, they come in every couple of minutes. They are of higher time frames, meaning oftentimes these levels are more significant, and the chances, at least in our view, in our experience, to of a bounce of these levels, the price will really react to these levels are higher if you're on the higher time frames. But nothing will stop you. So there's so many different traders out there which trade off the very small time frames or of even much higher time frames. That's all legit.
Yeah, sometimes even like I think the big risk of being on those small time frames is you're going to have what we call time frame tunnel vision, especially if if you're not aware of the fact that you should be looking at the higher time frames as well. but it's always important to know what's happening on the higher time frames. That's also what our indicators are good. They're multi-time frame. But sometimes I'll even trade on like the 30-second chart if things are moving super fast and I want to scalp. Like there's no problem using those, but just be aware of what's happening on the higher time frames, or you can really get surprised because you're looking so zoomed in. And yeah,
Yeah, and Richard is saying, you guys obviously know your indicators very well, and I guess we're using the lingo of our indicators. Yeah, I apologize, Richard, if some of the terms may be confusing, especially so we're so used to it. So I guess we sometimes get carried away just talking in terms of these what the indicators terms are. But I'd be happy to yeah answer any questions or maybe just use more general purpose terms. Absolutely. Yeah, Richard, send me an email if you want some material. We have tons of videos and boot camps and master classes around Liquidity IQ. I'll send it to you. Okay.
DM going
Alrighty.
well, or it's starting to
Yeah.
turn a little bit in the favor. Oh, can
Okay,
we take a
good.
look on the 30 minute? I bet it's going to look even nicer there.
On the 30-minute. Yeah, we came all the way down here, liquidity capture. I
It's
mean,
that tier
here
two.
I'm
Yeah.
almost tempted to take if should we get to this level here, I'm almost tempted to close it out because we might be bouncing off this tier two. We'll
And
see what
look,
happens.
it actually just recalculated due to new volume, and it's even closer now, the tier two.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but if it gets above the tier two,
We'll wait a bit. Yeah.
then
Yeah,
that
then
could be
then of
great.
course that'd be great. Yeah. What happened here with our beautiful British pound trade? Yeah, still doing okay. All right, off this exact level. Let me see what happened. Let me see some other trades that we could be looking at right now. Okay. Yeah, here MES still hovering at that former resistance level, now potentially being support. Dow is going downward. Was that the trade you had,
This is,
Nico?
yeah, I still have it open. And if you go to the 1 minute chart, this is actually a good segue from the question about the smaller time frames.
Yeah, okay, let's do
So,
that.
I mean, on the 1 minute, the volume profile, um,
The Dow. Let's go to the 1 minute. Okay.
on the 1 minute, the volume profile changes a lot, but I actually re-shorted again about 4 minutes ago. If we zoom in, we'll see once volume IQ, because we lost the tier two. We lost that area where there's lots of volume. And there's actually lots of buyers on the right. We can see buyer block. This is all-time highs. Lots of people buying there, tons of volume. And then we lost that. So now a lot of people who got in late are underwater or long traders.
Yeah.
And I figure, hey, why not go in for one contract? And if we hold the tier two, well, what am I going to lose? $15 if we go up. But the upside potential, if we get a real, I mean, look how far away, Daniel, the nearest resistance zone is. You can't even see it. You have to scroll down. It's far as heck
Oh,
away. Look how far it is. So there's a lot of potential for a pullback on this right now. It's like 1,000 points downwards, the nearest liquidity level.
oh yeah, this one here, you mean off, yeah,
Yeah. So the
okay.
risk
Got
reward
it.
here to be trying to short this using volume IQ, like when I scalp, I'll use volume IQ on the 1 minute or 2 minute. It's really good. And you could just keep, what I'm going to do is keep getting in and out until I see, okay, it's not stopping. But keeping low risk, high reward.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean that's yeah. I mean that's different style. This is a more speculative trade with small position size, but yeah, definitely makes sense because the reward is potentially really enormous here. Let me quickly look at ZM real quick because I don't want to give away this nice bounce here. If you're approaching a resistance level. Oops, what happened here? Just a second. Okay.
This is
All right.
also sorry to keep talking, but this is also a night after you see what you're looking at, go to like the 1 or 2 minute because you can get a small read on, okay, well, where are we probably going to stop moving? I know okay, that's a good spot to put it, but could we look
I
at the
just
one
gonna
minute for a second? I
yes.
just want to see if we can
Second.
make a point. Because here this will show us. Oh, look at that. That's you put it
It's the
right
same thing.
even on the
Yeah.
1 minute. So that's a great spot to be exiting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, so far so good. Got a nice bounce off this level. That's the and this is yeah, one of my favorite setups. Let me go back to the 15-minute here. And somebody's asking, do you have any Thanksgiving sales? Yeah, we will have a Black Friday sale coming up. And if you are eager to get into our indicators even before that, send me a note and I'll let you know what the Black Friday sale is. You can make um yeah a call then. Okay, cool. So what did I want to do? I wanted to look at the markets. Okay, where are we right now? Okay, so MES still the same picture on the indices. Let me go to the commodities. Oil, yeah. Oh, didn't we have an alert set for crude oil to retrace back to this level?
Maybe we missed it.
Maybe I missed it, huh? Oh, I mean, and MES just, I'm gonna go to oil in a second. MES just got to my entry level. Now let's have a quick look.
And MNQ is about to hit low of day in a
Uh,
second. So the drop
oh,
might go a little faster now.
we'll see. That's an exciting moment. Oh, let's have a quick look. Okay, so here we are coming down to this level. Okay, and yeah, I see what you're saying, Nicholas. That you said there's not much volume here. Prices may just power through this level and accelerate towards this level. Huh?
Because the
That's
low volume node surrounds the resistance level, and we've seen that many times where then it'll just lose the level and find the
yeah.
next high volume. And look at NQ, like they're probably going to follow each other. NQ is not looking as hot.
Well, NQ might go to this support level here, which we
It'll
see.
drag
Yeah,
ES with it probably. Yeah.
there's a higher volume node here. Okay. All right. Let's see what's happening there. And actually, let me go back to MES. I'm going to observe this. So yeah, we said we want to wait for confirmation. And Nicholas, knowing you, you probably would short it at this point, huh? Which would go well if you're short Dow trade,
Uh,
assuming these are it's correlated as
can
well.
you hear me, Daniel?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because my mouse just died. I think it just ran out of battery, so I cannot move my mouse.
Okay.
Um, okay, I'm going to. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, Dow's going. Look at that. NQ just dropped 35, 40 points in 1 second. It's coming down fast,
Yeah, it's probably going to take MES with its in
and
its path.
the
Yeah.
Dow is dropping too, and I'm going to exit that shortly. Daniel, I'm gonna
Yeah.
come over to your office just to see if there are any batteries. Do you know if there are any? Double A battery. My mouse is dead.
Maybe.
Okay,
Oh, and we just exited our ZM trade. All right, first
great.
little winner in the books. That's always good. It was a small trade, but nonetheless, I'll take it. Okay. All right. So while Nicholas is looking for batteries, yeah, I will now discuss quickly our oil trade. I'm not sure why I didn't get alerted there. Maybe it was not so crystal clear, but let's have a quick look here. Okay. Because we didn't come close enough. Okay. So here the idea was on MCL on oil. And guys, give me just one quick second. I'm gonna see if I have a battery by any chance in my backpack. 1 second, Nicholas. No. But there might be a mouse somewhere here, no? Oh, okay. Nicholas will figure it out. Okay. Um, so yeah, the idea. Oh boy. Did you just use him? Oh, I think that keyboard was connected to my computer. Yeah, but it's okay. All right. All right. Back to the chart. Sorry for this. All right. Let me see if there's some questions I could answer. Will volume IQ and gap IQ work with smaller stocks? Like, if there's not much volume and if there's not many levels that have been tested before, technical analysis will not work so well because what technical analysis does, especially for swing trading, it will look at historical price action a lot and see if there are some repeatable patterns coming up. Uh, if there's not much historical data available, these patterns may not be so clear and so powerful. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my overview. Let's see what we have here. Our corn futures. Do we have it here? All right. Go to copper. Gold was breaking out. Yeah. I completely missed the
Wow,
wagon here on
big one.
gold. Yeah, and platinum
MES,
also broke
no
above this
liquidity
level.
capture yet. It's recovering a bit, but there wasn't a liquidity capture, so I wouldn't believe it
Yeah.
just yet.
Oh, and look at it here. Bitcoin is coming down. This could be a potentially interesting trade too.
Hmm.
I mean, we just switched to bearish on this move, but we are right at support. Okay. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. And yeah, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna go to what happened here? Oh. There we go. Okay, perfect. So Bitcoin, MBT. Let's have a quick look. All right. So what do we see here? Kind of a falling knife trade a bit. We're just falling into this level. Uh, yeah, we'll have to see. Here, we went bearish a bit a couple of hours ago, or yesterday, in fact. And Bitcoin, truth be told, has been quite erratic in the last couple of days and weeks. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to wait to see what's happening here, but I'm not sure I want to take this trade. It just doesn't feel as clean as it could be. Uh, Not as clean, for example, as our British pound trade. Of course, it may not work out, but at least it's a very clean and very straightforward trade. Remember what came together here with British pounds? Three factors: bearish trend. We're coming back up to the broken support level, now acting as resistance, and our zone of control of volume IQ is right above us. So, I mean, that's the trade I would take all day long. Bitcoin, I mean, if you contrast this with Bitcoin, it is not so clear cut. Yeah. We are bearish. We're looking potentially for a long bounce here, but that's contradicting each other. So the trend is bearish and we're looking for a long trade. Not so perfect. And we already lost this zone of control of volume IQ. The only good thing that points towards a bounce here is that there are many buyers here in this area. It's very has a big bias towards the upside. Okay. Looks like gold might retrace. Really? Okay, Gabriel, let me check out. What about that would be nice. That would be something. Well, maybe on your smaller time frame, but here it's still miles away from where I wanted to get in down here. But yeah, maybe, I mean, this is potentially where we could use another indicator of ours
Could
called
could
Trend Radar. Just put
could
this up
easily
on.
go like from this time frame. It could easily go to 4,220, like
Yeah,
without stopping.
just gonna quickly put this indicator on here. 1 second. Invite only, Trend Radar. Where do we have it? There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe on a smaller time frame.
Yeah, but here, truth be told, Gabriel, what I would be looking for is at least a level 2 or level 3 pullback. You can see it here. It's all green and gold. 1, 2, 3, 5 levels green. To make this a bit bigger, of course now it's pushing up again. But I want to see something like this, a couple of levels red, and then potentially enter into a long trade. All right. All right. Okay. So let me go back to my overview. What else do we have? Let me look at what MES is doing, the trade that Nicholas forbid me to take
I
for
still
good
don't
reason.
trust it. I don't trust it. There's no liquidity capture, and we
Yeah,
still got that high volume level.
yeah.
And it's not doing so hot at it.
Okay, let's have a look.
How come your
MES.
unrealized P&L says $40, but on the because it's US and CAD.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's what you meant here. It came wicked into it, and you said you don't trust it because it may come back up. Okay, see what you mean.
See that level with the jutting out volume,
Yeah,
like right where it is? That's the
this
line
one.
in the sand. So until it's well above that, or it's showing it's going to break it, I still don't. I trust it would more for a short than a long.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, definitely. I definitely would like to see more confirmation for potential reversal of the day. But yeah, the verdict is not out yet. Okay. What else do we have? Let me go back to my overview. And guys, if you have any symbol requests, please ask them. And I'm gonna
We did
actually, oh,
have one.
yeah,
Um, we have one symbol request um, from earlier from Devendra. Can you talk about OPEN? So I think it's on a swing trading.
yeah, open door, not open tape, open door technologies. Yeah, from a swing trading point of view, yeah, it's just there's not much data here, I believe. Where does it come from? Yeah, it IPO'd, I guess, in 2020. So we have a bit of historical data. I just put Gap IQ up here. Not many gaps that are of relevance right now. We have just one unfilled up gap. I guess it was the other one down here. We're far away from that one. So, yeah, let me put our indicators on. Let's just talk about it from
I would
I'm just
look.
quick.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
touch that stock. I'm just looking at it from just from once we look at our indicators. but I definitely wouldn't trade it on a daily time frame. I'd probably go to like the 1 hour
Yeah.
because that's a crazy stock. Like there's better stocks to find instead of
Yeah,
such
let me just put
volatile.
our indicator on it. Yeah, let's have a quick look. Yeah, we're definitely coming yeah. I mean, these are the stocks where oh look at this. Actually,
Wait, zone
if you
break
look
retrace.
if you look close yeah, a couple of days ago, just a daily time frame, you broke above this resistance level, came up, down to the level, this former level of resistance, now acting as support, and oftentimes, as I said this many times, this could be a launch pad for higher price levels. That's exactly what happened. And we see this setup over and over again. In fact, this is the trade I was trying to advocate here for MNQ. Zone break, retrace, launch pad to higher price levels. Yeah. Oh, and what's happening to my British pound trade? See, I go away for 1 second and then okay, well, still good. Yeah. I mean, what we see here is still completely within the expected price move. The price comes back up, but of course, at some point it should be stopping and reverting back to the downside. At the latest, at this level two here, which is our second line in the sand. And of course, what one could do right now is you could scale in a second time, do some what we call dollar cost averaging, and
I'd wait for that. I'd wait
yeah,
until we come
maybe
up right
maybe
to the
here.
below the tier
Yeah,
two, because then it's
yeah,
like no added risk.
that's right. Yeah. So we're gonna wait here, but I still like it. But sometimes the setups that look the nicest on paper are actually the ones which are not working out. But it's of course a numbers game. Yeah, there's no guarantee that every setup will work out. Here, the verdict is still out. Of course, we still have yeah, everything is still within its normal price range. Do you prefer interactive brokers? I do because they're very easy to work with when it comes to segregating your money into different account types. So, for example, what we have, what I also personally have with interactive brokers is I have different sub accounts, so to say. So this is, for example, our day trading account here. Then we have one for longer term positions and for different types of trades. It's super easy to set up in interactive brokers. It's a huge company. Commissions are great. What's not great with interactive brokers is the leverage that you're getting, especially if you trade out of Canada. It's very low. So even with a decent account size, the position you could take in the futures market is very limited because you get very little leverage. So that is better on other platforms, but uh, you know. There are pros and cons of every broker. We like interactive brokers as a reliable broker, and commissions are good. Okay. L E okay, LAES was requested as a symbol. Let's have a look.
Actually, kind
Oh,
of like MES after Daniel for a short trade.
for a short trade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Sealed, is that the one? Sealed SQ Corp. Could be what I just mentioned. Zombic retrace potentially. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? If you want to speculate, of course, it's a cheap stock. You can see it here. Lots of huge moves. But if you want to take a shot, maybe anticipating, hey, this could be jumping up, which is always possible from these very low price levels. Yeah, why not? Interesting. Okay. All right. So let's see what's going on with MES. There we
On the
go.
5 minute, check out the 5 minute.
Just gonna quickly look here. I'm not gonna short it here because I still think we're right at this former resistance level now acting as support. But if we lose it, I think I'll jump all over it for a short trade. But
If you check the 5 though, it's
yeah.
really good reward to risk.
Okay,
Because of
what's
a
your
tier two.
reference time frame? Oh,
5 minute liquidity IQ doesn't matter as much here. There's a liquidity capture, but we lost that tier two. That could be a lot of traders selling at this resistance and we might lose it. But I get what you're
okay.
saying. It's still, that's not a safe short trade whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
wait.
I still
It's
like it.
not. Yeah. Okay. And Richard is wondering, I have Motivwave for day trading. I pay Motivwave a fee and then also a feature data provider. If you sign on with TradingView, do you also have to pay for additional data? Yes, you do, but it's very cheap. it's inexpensive with TradingView.
I think I pay like on top of my TradingView subscription, like $2 a month to trade futures on TradingView,
Yeah.
like under $4
Yeah, if you're considered
for
non-professional,
data.
it's very cheap. Mhm. Okay, cool. All right, so now let's have a look at our overview charts. Where are we? Okay. So here the verdict is still out. I'm not going to short it right now. So I think markets might be reversing to some degree. We'll see. Let's look at oil. This is oil, yeah.
Gold
Yeah,
all-time high or more highs.
yeah. Here I wished we would come back up a little bit for a short in oil. That would be a cool trade. Oh, natural gas looks interesting.
Oh
Look at
wow.
this. Yeah. We're gonna take a look at natural gas right now, as this could be an interesting one. Okay, so MNG, the Widowmaker, as they call it. Okay, it's definitely an uptrend.
5 minute
And
chart, just so you know,
in
in
a
case you
broader
forgot.
sense. Oh, this is the 5 minute. Yeah. Okay. Definitely an uptrend in the broader sense here. Nice gap fill even here. So we're coming down here now to this support level, which coincides with this tier two. So this could be an interesting long trade, Nicholas. What do you think? Uh, I
Um, oh, could you
yeah.
zoom out a bit so we could see volume IQ? Maybe if you think so, yeah. I
I
was
mean
thinking,
this.
I thought you were looking at it from a short perspective because
Yeah.
that's what I'd be looking at it from, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay. Actually, let me before I do this, let me quickly look at my pound trade here because we might be in a bit of trouble here. Things are coming up and okay. So our first line of defense has failed here. So this level uh, of former support did not really act as resistance. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to reshort this one.
Mhm.
Um, why? Because as Nicholas said, we're not adding much risk to it. Just with an entry here, because our stop loss will be very nearby, just up here for a short trade. So that's I don't know what it is, very small risk at this point. And I'm gonna take my oops, what am I doing? My profit a bit further down, yeah, to this level. So yeah, potentially good reward to risk if
Uh,
we get what do I do here? 1 second, Nicholas.
I think I
Ah,
would just enter it manually to get it off the other one. Oh, okay. There we go.
I'll just do it here. All
Yeah.
right.
Nice.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll put the sell trade in. Come on. There we go. Okay,
The
so let's see what
indices
happens.
are really slow right now. They're picking up pace a little bit,
Let me see
but
what's
they're
going on with it.
totally slowing down at that level. And, oh, MNQ is now starting to hit the low a day. It's probably going to plummet. Yeah, it looks like it's going down to 470 or something like that, 480.
Uh,
Let's see.
yeah, we'll see. We'll
MNQ,
see.
I meant, but
Yeah,
maybe it'll
yeah,
bring MES with it.
yeah. Okay, let's have a look at MNQ. What's going on here? Yeah, well, it's still kind of buttoning out. I mean, I definitely want to lose this level here to towards lower price levels. So yeah, let's see. Because here we are, in theory, not in theory, we are approaching support. Right here, do I really want to short here?
No,
Uh, yeah,
probably
yeah,
not.
yeah. So I'm personally gonna wait to see what's happening here. I let the market forecast what the next steps are. Trade futures as part of TradingView or a separate provider?
You need a
No.
broker. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have a broker with interactive brokers or Iron Beam or whatever those brokers may be. Can you show Meta on a daily chart of Liquidity IQ and Volume IQ? Yeah, let's take a look. All right. We just had Meta early on. Today, when Nicholas and I did our market review in the morning, let's have a quick look here. And I'm going to hide Gap IQ real quick. And let's go to Volume IQ. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what do we see here? I'm just going to also hide some of these labels. We call this mentor mode. You see all these labels on the chart here. I'm going to hide those. I can make this chart a bit hard to read. Yeah, it's very gappy, huh? When you look at Meta, We just came off this resistance level on top here. Is this the right configuration?
Certainly
Yeah.
doesn't look too bullish right now. Like if you look in the volume profile,
Yeah.
where's no buyers, as we go lower, there's
Uh,
sellers, and
yeah.
there's a support zone down there mixed with a tier two.
But
Um,
that's far away. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's it's a bit hard to have an opinion on this because we well came down quite hard here. Now approaching this higher volume node. It's not the tier two node, but it's a higher volume node. Maybe this will act after you filled this gap here. You see this up gap, which was finally filled. Yeah, it was filled. Perhaps is the end of the bearish trend, uh, it might not be. It could go all the way down into this tier two and this support level. There's a distinct chance there. All right. Gerald wants to look at bond futures. Yeah, we can take a look. All right. Let me just quickly see. I'm gonna go back quickly to MNQ to see what's going on here.
Holding.
Holding. This one is holding too. Last line of defense. We'll see what happens to the British pound trade. Okay. And bond futures. Yeah, we do have bonds. Let's have a look. Let's get ZB. Okay, T
Oh, I wonder what
bonds.
happened with. I'll check here on my end. Sorry, a ZM. Oh, you exited right. It's good time to exit. It's not going any higher.
I did what?
On soybean, it was good to exit when you
Oh,
exited because it
Simons.
hasn't done anything since. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very slow contract to begin with. Yeah, bonds are, they seem to break above this resistance level here. We might see a follow through on ZB. Let me look at the ultra bonds here, UB. Yeah, similar thing. Also, they are seem to be breaking above this resistance level. Yeah, same thing here. So let's see what happens here. Prices may, there might be a nice follow through to the upside. Yeah, we're definitely bullish. We could see it here. Maybe a nice follow through to the upside. Could be potentially a nice long trade. Absolutely, Gerald, especially since prices broke above this, yeah, this resistance level here. Absolutely. Mhm. Okay. Let me look at ZN real quick. Yeah, I mean, they're all up to some degree. ZM, 10-year notes. What's going on here? Yeah, here we are approaching resistance, but of course they're all somewhat correlated. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly look at my beautiful British pound short trade here. Do we have any British? Oh, now we get our order filled. Well, second line of defense. Let's see if it holds up. If not, this yeah will be a losing trade when we get stopped out. But of course, the idea now is that we will be holding this level two, this tier two level of volume IQ. That's the idea. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. All right. Okay, so and the nice thing about scaling into a position is you will reduce your entry price. You do some dollar cost averaging, get a better entry price, and meaning basically to break even at the minimum, there's less price movement needed for this. But of course, if you get stopped out, you lose more money. Okay, so let me see what else is going on in here. So yeah, MES still hanging in there. Did you take that short trade, Nicholas?
I shorted it, and I actually just re-shorted as we came up to my entry.
Okay.
But my stop is really not. My stop is at 875,
Okay.
and so like and my entry is 869. So it's a super low
Yeah.
risk reward trade or low risk in
High
general.
reward. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gold is still pushing higher. Silver. Yeah. Silver's following suit with gold. Oh, copper has an interesting zone break retrace scenario. Let me just quickly look at copper to see what's going on there. Okay. So yeah, this one. Oh my goodness. I have a bad feeling about this pound trade, Nicholas. But we'll see what happens.
Maybe it'll. You know what it might be, doesn't it? Doesn't the isn't this affected by the European market close, which is in 1 minute? Is that true?
I don't think so. I think it might slow down in terms of price movements, but whether this support level will hold or not, I think that's a different story. But we'll see.
The London
Yep.
session, when does it close? I
But
think it
this one will not close. This one, if you look at the trading
Oh no, but
times here,
The London session, doesn't the London session close in 1 minute? Is that true? Let me
so
check. No,
it is.
no. is it?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I think that's unrelated. Yeah, because I mean the global markets are open, the currency markets are open.
Oh, no, no. I just meant that maybe once the London session closes, we'll see a pullback. Like maybe this was a squeeze in the last hour or something like that
Oh,
to the
okay.
upside.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. Okay. So, what did I want to look at? Copper. Micro copper. There we go. All right. Let's take a look. All right. Yeah, this one for a zone break retrace trade. So we are bullish here. You can see it here. We came up now down to this level. And of course, Nicholas will tell me, oh, there's no volume here. Don't go long. But yeah, well, it's potentially an interesting one
Definitely.
to anticipate a push off this price level towards higher price levels. Yeah, I kind of like it. So we are bullish. We broke resistance and we're coming down to the broken resistance level. Zone break retrace, kind of the counterpart of what we tried to do with our British pound trade. I'm just gonna look at one more time at this trade just to see where we at. Yeah, yeah, I was right at the zone of control. So oftentimes what happens here, you'll see prices slow down. So price might be hovering quite some time now in this high volume node because it's contested. It's a highly contested price node. But of course, there's no guarantee it's going to be bouncing off from it, but we're probably going to see a slowdown of price move around those levels. Okay, so um, let me go back to copper. There we go. Yeah. You know what? I like it for a long trade, zone break retrace. I
There's
mean,
really not that low volume. Like you were saying, I would say, but no, on gold there was literally zero volume.
yeah.
That's why I was thinking it, but here there's not that little volume.
So maybe. So if I were to set this up, of course, I would wait as always for price to come down to my ideal entry price. Stop loss, also very cheap contract, just below this level. Maybe just, I mean, that would be the really uh, very aggressive way to do it. Just put your stop loss just below this level. If you want to give it a bit more room, you could also put it here at this uh, tier 2 node, but of course that now might be too far away. You're gaining relatively little and you are risking a lot. But I'm going to put it there right now just to see if you can get an entry at this price level. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, British pound is just chilling out here at this zone of control, potentially slowing down right now. Still have some hopes that it will revert to the downside. All right, so let me go back to MES, the other trade that we were contemplating. It's still chilling out in this area. I'm not convinced yet that we're gonna lose it. We'll see uh, if this former resistance level will hold or not. Uh, I will wait patiently at this point. All right. So let's look at gold. Do we see some sort of retracement? No, nothing.
MNQ and might also be starting to, the indices might start to be finding a bottom.
Yeah, at the former resistance level.
Yeah, yeah, but not yet.
Yeah, cool. I'm a bit disappointed I didn't you know what, this
Chase.
trade happened when Nicholas of course it's not necessarily your fault, Nicholas. When you did your gap IQ analysis. That was when gold broke through. But now I think that the worst you could do is to chase this trade right now. Oftentimes that's ill-advised. So you want to wait for some sort of pullback to take that trade potentially. All right. What about
Or our
silver?
entry price didn't even get hit,
No,
right? So we've
yeah,
had that.
yeah, yeah. Silver also very extended. Um, uh, I like the move up in gold. I do have a swing trade open. Sold some puts a while back, which should
Oh,
be well
wow.
on the money now. Uh, from a longer term point of view, I think we discussed this one in our lunch and learn session a while back. All right. Okay. What about copper? Do we get close to entry price? Not yet. All right. Okay. And let's look at some other symbols. Let's flip through some charts here. Platinum. What's going on with platinum? All right, here, yeah, we also broke above resistance and coming down a little bit now towards this broken resistance level, potentially also a zone break retrace, especially considering that it's quite bullish as well. All right. Crude oil, yeah, it's just plummeting. Here I was hoping for a zone break retrace trade where price broke it, coming back up. If we come back up here, I'm actually gonna put an alert here for later for me in the day. If we come back up to this level, this broken support level, this could be a definite interesting short opportunity with a stop loss, I guess, somewhere here. So maybe a white stop. It's a cheap contract, which um, yeah, could be an interesting short trade here. All right, natural gas, the Widowmaker, because it trades very erratically. Let's see. Yeah, could be also a zone break retrace trade at the. Yeah, but I'm not gonna take this one. I have had bad experiences with natural gas, uh, which I find is a symbol which not very reliably respects the levels that it should be respecting. And Charles is wondering, Daniel, do you plan to close your GLD put at 90%? Oh, probably even earlier. I'm not gonna know. I'm gonna close it out earlier for sure. I'm not gonna let it to expiration or whether I resell a put someplace else.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas?
Oh, sorry. No, no, go continue.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna flip through the charts here.
It was just a
Z
gap IQ question later. Kimi, we'll get to that
okay.
after.
Yeah. Yeah, this is corn futures. Nah, somewhere in no man's land. If you come down here, maybe a potential long. What about soybeans meal futures? It's stalled out. But that was a beautiful trade just at this level. Oh, was it the one? Oh, this is soybeans futures. What was our soybeans meal futures?
ZM. Yeah.
Oh, it was ZM, yeah. Oh boy, I have so many alerts. All my MES alerts are coming in because price is going below and up that level. ZM, yeah, that was a nice trade just down here. Bounced up, and if it comes down again, maybe rinse and repeat for this particular symbol. All right. Okay.
NQ came within 2 ticks of the low of the day and then it reversed back up. So I'm watching it on actually a 15-second chart. It's really contested. MNQ,
Yeah,
but yeah.
it's chilling out here. Yeah, if you lose this level, honestly, if you go below here, maybe this could be a good short. But I'm still gonna wait patiently. Markets are slow right now. It's kind of a boring day in the markets. Have not much movements going on. Let's look at Bitcoin. MBT. All right. Bitcoin might be losing this level. Look at this, Nicholas. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, if you lose it, this could be a potentially an interesting short trade. Because if you lose this one, let me just see. We're definitely bearish. Now a zone break to the downside. You know what? I'm gonna take that trade as well. So I'm gonna go in here. What do you think, Nicholas?
Um
You can
I
short.
don't, I don't have much against it, but I would definitely expect a pullback, like having to eat a little bit of a pullback, perhaps, depending on where your target is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for a little bit to come back here.
But I don't know. It definitely looks like it's going to continue downwards
Yeah,
at some
definitely.
point.
It definitely looks bearish to me. Yeah, I think this is yeah. Let's see what happens. Well, we'll see. Bearish trend. We broke a key support level, and yeah, almost. And oftentimes when we have a zone break, that's a nice follow through. So let's see if we can get it. Uh, and classic Daniel will enter with a sell limit order, waiting for a better entry price. Sometimes it's not a good idea, but we'll see. Okay. Um, what else? F, can we look at how do we view the fair value gaps? Zimi, wait for the masterclass for this one. That's a whole topic on its own. But there's definitely an option in Gap IQ to have fair value gaps enabled. So if you go to it just real quick, we're not going to discuss how to trade with it. That's a different story. But if you go down here and where is it?
Right down
Enable
there.
fair value gaps. That's the option you want to use for that one. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so let's do another review. and see what's happening. So, what's going on with my infamous British pounds future? Yeah, and you can see it's being contested. That I think was a fairly safe prediction that this level will be contested. And now, of course, the hope is that we're gonna bounce off this level. We'll see if this will happen. Definitely, price has been slowing down a little bit, and this is our second line of defense. And I like to trade this way with having a couple of lines of defenses in place, and hopefully one of them will work out and push your trade in your favor.
Yes, just hit new low of day.
Ah, you must be so happy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Look at this. Now we are starting to lose this former resistance level. Now I could imagine, okay, a short trade with a target around this level here. Actually, oops, I just do. There we go. Oh my goodness, yeah. So now, if you were to trade this now to the short side, you
I'm
could
gonna
trade like this,
cover
and
real soon too. Oh, sorry, continue.
you're gonna cover.
Yeah, because
Why?
look, now we're getting down to a buyer block. So like I'm happy, I've had my fun. I'm getting out.
Okay, okay. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, maybe my limit orders are biting me here, but we'll see. But I could now imagine, okay, if we lose this level, I think the next step is going to be right at the zone of control around this price level here. We'll see. Let's see
Yeah,
if we can get it
definitely.
filled there. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, we have about 10 more minutes in this live trading session. Then I have to jump off because I have another webinar coming up shortly afterwards at 12 p.m. Which will be held in German for all of all of you who want to join. It's in conjunction with WH Self Invest, European broker. Oh, what happened here? Oh, we got our trade filled here in copper.
Yes.
Oh, let's
Oh,
have a look.
and anonymous, your question, that's not possible actually, but thanks for the feature idea. Maybe we'll include that in the future. It's to change the transparency of the liquidity IQ table.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
possible.
Oh, this table here? Yeah.
Exactly. There's no
Go
option
ahead.
for that yet.
Okay.
Oh, you were
Okay.
right. ES is really starting to drop. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, it is dropping. I didn't get my entry, but whatever. We'll see. Okay. I'm still hopeful. I mean, the trades are in place. I'm not overly unhappy with them. We have one winner. The setup, yeah, we chased a couple of trades. I was waiting too patiently, but we're spot on with a couple of calls. The one on gold with a nice follow through. Of course, it completely took off, and a couple of other trades that we patiently waited on. And just to review, and Richard said you don't have my email address. Let me put it. Nicholas, can you put it into the chat
Yeah.
so it stays there?
Your
Yeah.
personal email address?
I'll do the info at, that's probably the easier
Oh,
one.
sure.
Info at tradingindicators.com.
So it's in
And
the
Richard,
chat, everyone.
yeah, and if you ever want to, this is get in touch with us and don't know how, it's an easy way to do it. You go to tradingindicators.com, our homepage, and what you can do is to go to support, then contact, and this will open up an old school form field. By the way, we are in the process of redesigning our homepage. You put your name and email in there, put your message here, and this actually comes straight to my inbox. And I will answer every single contact request. So this works like a charm. All right. Okay. Perfect. Let me go back here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I think we might be getting stopped out soon at this level. We'll see what happens. But yeah, sometimes trading is just the way it is. You put everything in the right order, but it may not always work out. There are no guarantees in trading.
Still in play, that trade.
Yeah, it is in trade. That's true. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Uh, let's do one more quick review of the markets. So we have our open trade here in copper. The idea is that we will be bouncing off this level towards higher price levels. And we have, of course, our British pound trade. And we did have an alert coming in for Ethereum. Just quickly look at this for a support liquidity capture, but I think we just lost it here. Yeah, we're pushing lower. And what happened to my Bitcoin order? Let me just quickly have a look. Where is my
15
Bitcoin?
orders. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, take
Yeah,
profits and
but
stuff.
mostly these didn't get filled. Bitcoin here. Yeah. I was waiting. See that was the challenge today was that I was and I should have used Nicholas's approach. He just and correct me if I'm wrong, Nicholas. It's you enter by market, then you place your targets and stops afterwards, right?
Yeah, I never
That's
enter by limit.
yeah. Well,
But
different
it takes more
styles.
focus to do by market. Like, so you have to be staring at when you miss more things, whereas you can
Yeah,
just put orders and let them play out.
that's right. I
Yeah.
will, but we'll see.
Oh,
We'll
you're
see
gonna
what
get filled on
happens.
ES in like 1 second. There
Oh,
you go. Yeah.
yeah, sell order executed. Oh my goodness. Okay, now let's
Th-
have a look.
This is
No,
another one where I would consider, I would suggest, at least with your entry price, finding a spot to scale in again. Um,
what's wrong with my entry price?
that we might come up into the middle of the resistance zone, and the stop
Yeah.
loss, I would keep it in the a little bit into that node above, but maybe it'll already be recovering by then. But you see like the little high volume level above your stop?
This
I
one,
would
huh?
move it above
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, give this trade a bit more room. Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, that was thanks, Nicholas, for talking me into a short trade of ES.
No, I actually tried to talk you out of it. Remember, I said I was covering my trade.
That's funny. I'm just joking. But for the record, my bias was initially towards the upside. But then of course I also said, hey, let the market decide. And to me, oh, we should have also put our power bundle indicators on. I forgot about this. We'll do this the next time. To me, the idea was that okay, if we break this level, and we did break it here a little bit at least, then this could oops. This could be the sign that okay, we're gonna come even further down. But we'll see. We'll uh we'll check it out and see what happens there. All right, so let me quickly look at my copper trade. That's just hanging out around our entry price. The idea here is that we're gonna bounce up this level towards our higher price
Pretty
levels.
slow day in the market, except for,
Yeah,
well, not that slow, but except for gold. Um, Not too
yeah.
many like crazy. And actually Dow, what's Dow doing?
Let's
Um,
have a look.
it had
MYM.
a crazy breakout today. That would have been nice to catch. It's just
Yeah,
chilling.
yeah. Level one pullback here on Dow. Okay. Well, we'll see. Uh, maybe if we have a bit of a deeper pullback, potentially a long entry. Of course, the markets are more long biased. Oh my goodness, yeah. But yeah, okay. Nonetheless, I think an interesting trading session, guys. I need to get ready. What tab will I look for settings? What tab will I look for in settings? I'm not sure what that question means. Maybe clarify.
Oh, okay. I can, Daniel, can you open up the settings for Liquidity IQ? He wants to
Yeah.
know where do you find the thing to set the position of the table?
Oh, okay,
So
okay. Yeah.
scroll
It's down here
down
and
right
show
there.
setup box. That's the box that it's this box here, a long break. And you can then change the position here, all kinds of options. Uh, yep. So you can put it to the center, to the left. I personally just keep it bottom right because this is where it doesn't co or overlap necessarily with the candles. But of course, it would overlap with volume IQ. So maybe consider a different spot. And in fact, I typically don't even have this one on the chart anymore because I know the setups by heart. But for the beginning, of course, this is nice to have to see exactly what the setup is. What would be your target? What would be your stop? What is your reward to risk ratio? Yep. All right, quick look here. What's happening to British pounds? And yeah, we did slow down, and that was a promise I could make you because in these tier two zones, price will slow down. And just a quick to contrast this real quick, let me just hide the other indicators. So prices tend to slow down in these tier two zones, and if there's a low volume node, if there's no volume, price tends to power through. Like here, when we lost it, see how fast price went to the downside. So low volume nodes, typically it's an accelerator, and a high volume node oftentimes is like molasses, as Nicholas likes to say. Price will slow down, get stuck in it to some degree. All right, good. Uh, very good. Nice trading session, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. We still have a very full room. That's awesome. I hope you found it useful. I will keep you guys posted on how these trades pan out. These are the positions that we have open right now. And they're all, you know, trades that were we took them logically, yeah, based on a setup that we liked. There's no guarantees, but we'll see what's gonna happen. And I kind of still really like this British pound setup, but of course,
I actually
it's kind
just
of
entered it now.
you did,
Yeah, as well, because it does look really good on many time frames.
yeah. So yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for this one. And I guess you thanks Nicholas for talking me into a short of MES.
Well, I told you not, or I didn't talk you in, I was saying I was covering my short because it's getting
I'm
into
kidding.
buyers.
I'm joking. No, that's fine. And uh I mean again in trading, oftentimes an argument can be made for either way, either position, and at some point you have to make a call. And as long as you can justify your trade for yourself, and some calls will be right, some calls will not be right. That's all good.
And it's a matter of timing and reward and stop and target. Like Daniel often says, his saying is like two traders trade the same symbol on the same day. One goes long, one goes short. They both make a profit. You know,
Yeah, yeah. It's really in the way you manage your trade, and yeah, in fact, getting out of the trade at the right time is at least as important as having a perfect entry. Yeah. All right, guys. With this, I wish you all a nice, yeah, trading day today or whatever you have in mind. I'm gonna get ready for my second webinar at 12 p.m. in German, so maybe I'm gonna see some of you guys in that webinar. And yeah, I hope to see you all soon. We will post the recording of the session on our YouTube channel shortly afterwards. All right. With this, guys, have a great day. Thanks so much for attending and talk to you soon. Thanks, Niklas. Bye bye.